It is an absolute meltdown on the left. Good day, folks, and welcome to another edition of Lumberjack Logic. I'm your host, Neil Johnson. I am so excited to share this report with you. I have video of leftists saying that Donald Trump is an option for them right now. And this is happening more and more, especially after what we saw the other day in New York City, where cops were beat. The people who beat them flipped off the reporters and walked on their merry way. And that evoked this response from Michael Rapaport, who is a far left comedian. And nothing about him is really all that funny, but watch this video because you will be laughing even though he's not humorous.
This is why when I say voting for pig Donald Trump is on the table, voting for pig Donald Trump is on the table. The other day in New York City, 6 illegal aliens jumped a New York City cop, NYPD's finest. They jumped a New York City cop in Times Square and were arrested and released without bail. I know it's a city thing. I know it's a state thing. I know all that. I know all that. Okay? Stay with me. Released without bail. Came out of the courtroom on some Tupac raising the middle finger with the Detroit Red Wings jersey. Let me tell you something. What the is the world coming to? If you could be from another country, beat up a cop in New York City and walk out with no bail, what the is the world coming to? What the is the world coming to? I know, Mayor Adams, you're from Brownsville, Brooklyn. I know this like, what the have I gotten myself into? Stay with me. On the same day that happens, Cadaver Joe Biden issues an executive order about 4 quote-unquote settlers in Judea, Samaria, aka the West Bank. Some troublemakers, 3 of the 4 have already been arrested. You issue an executive order about 4 troublemaking ups who've already been arrested in Judea, Samaria, while there's a war going on, while there's 100 plus hostages still being held in Gaza. You're talking about that, but you got nothing to say about beating up cops in New York City?
I have to interject because I can't believe these people didn't realize this was going to be the end result of constant liberal policies and voting for Soros-backed prosecutors. Are you kidding me? These people are just finally figuring this crap out. What a bunch of morons.
The greatest city on earth. Maybe it's not. Maybe my city is not the greatest city on earth anymore. If you could beat up cops, in the quote-unquote greatest city in the world and be released without bail, are we the greatest city on earth? Cadaver Joe Biden, we see you. We see you. Don't worry about those in Israel. Bibi got them. Israel will take care of them. Worry about cops getting beat up in Times Square and walking out with no bail like the Tupac Shakur. Worry about that shit. This is why voting for pig Donald Trump is still on the table.
Yes, the fact that he runs around calling Donald Trump Pig F Donald Trump is disgusting. I get all of that. But the fact that he's actually getting it, and that Donald Trump, people, I have held my nose and voted for people before. Now the left might be doing the same thing. But it gets really crazy here because with the $53 million in prepaid credit cards that Mayor Adams announced the other day for illegal aliens while they're declining in social services for fellow citizens of New York, Stephen Smith comes out and has his own thing to say about this. This is on the heels of knowing that Joe Biden, who has all the authority he needs to do what he has to do at the border because Donald Trump did it and he didn't need a special law. They're seeing this, and everybody in America is seeing that they care more about foreign nationals than they care about us.
What it came down to for me is this. I see homeless folks in the streets of New York all the time that are American citizens. I damn sure see them in California. We've got poor, impoverished, starving people who were born and raised in this nation. How in the hell do we come up with a $53 million pilot program for illegals, but folks who are here legally are born here, we don't have enough of them? Just like we could come up with billions for Ukraine. But somehow, some way, we can't fix the homeless problem. I'm down for helping Israel. I'm down for helping address the situations with the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, okay? I'm down for helping the Ukrainians and fighting off Russia. What about poor and desolate citizens here? How the hell do you print money for foreign countries, but you don't print that money to help eradicate folks that are starving right here in the streets of America, who were born and raised here?
See how they're beginning to get it? He's talking about printing money, which is a big Ponzi scheme in and of itself, the Federal Reserve and fractional banking and all of that. But not even getting into that. If you're going to print money, why are you so willing to print money for foreign countries, but you don't want to print money for Americans?
This is what I'm talking about. And so when you have something like that, what's the one way to eradicate it? Yes, you got to have a flourishing economy. Yes, you can't have inflation. Yes, you can't be on the verge of a recession. Milk don't need to cost $7. Bread don't need to cost $5. Don't get me started with how much sugar costs. You can talk about employment all you want to. You can talk about the labor participation rate. But guess what? If you ain't making no damn money and you got to get 2 jobs to pay the same prices or to buy the same amount of stuff that you used to buy, and the price is higher than it used to be because of inflation, then guess what? What are you really accomplishing?
Do you people understand what a seismic shift this is when people like Michael Rapaport and Stephen Smith are coming out and admitting the faults of liberalism and talking about money printing? Do you realize what a big deal this is? He's talking about inflationary pressures and wage growth that isn't keeping up with it, because the Biden regime right now is running around, oh my gosh, unemployment is low. Those jobs in the jobs reports, number one, those numbers always come out and have to be revised down. But number two, the increases in part-time jobs. People are not feeling the Biden lift from Bidenomics. In fact, the Biden team has ditched the term Bidenomics. People, they are not winning.
That's why Trump is on the verge of getting elected, reelected. Because when he was in office, there was a flourishing economy. There was a whole bunch of other problems. And I personally think his return to the presidency is going to be civil war in this country, because he's going to be desensitized to bringing anybody together, because he's going to be on a revenge tour to get back at everybody who went against him. And I think it could be the worst possible thing for the country. But I can't blame 50 Cent, for example, when he sits up there and he's tweeting, Eric Adams, I need you to explain this to me. What the hell is going on? Maybe we should consider Trump. When he says something like that, like you can see right here, what he's saying when he said it on his social media pages, I can't blame 50 Cent for that. You want to sit up there and excoriate Ice Cube now when he didn't pick sides in 2020, when he wasn't telling you to vote for Biden or Trump? He was just saying, yo, I want to present a plan for Black America and see who's willing to listen. And Trump gave the okay and the impression he was willing to listen. You want to call Ice Cube a sellout now?
Now we're getting to the nitty gritty, because this is what they do to any Black American who comes out in favor of Donald Trump. They try to call him some Uncle Tom. That's what they do. They try to, excoriate them and libel them and slander them. But 50 Cent, Killer Mike, Ice Cube, they can't keep doing it. It's not working anymore. The people in Black America are waking up. And right now, Trump is capitalizing on that and gaining a large portion of the Black vote.
Trump got 12% of the Black vote in 2016. He got 16% of the Black vote in 2020. They're projecting he's going to get more than 20% of the Black vote in this upcoming election. That's what they're saying. And who's to say Black folks would be wrong to vote for him?
Yeah, for real. Who's to say that Black America would be wrong to vote for Donald Trump? No, Donald Trump keeps winning a larger share of the Black vote because Black America finally realizes that white liberals are not for them. They're simply for their subjugation so they can continue to get their vote. Thanks so much for listening. Remember, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and we will catch you on the next episode. Peace out.